السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Inshallah, today we are continuing from where we stopped in the previous lesson. And if you can remember, we were looking at Kana and then La Yazal. That was the main part of the topic that we were looking at. And we were not able to finish it, so let's continue from this particular point where, of course. So here, as you can see, Hamidun Talibun. This is just a simple Jumla Ismiya. Okay. So of course we know that in a Jumla Ismiya we have Mubtada and then Khabar. So the Mubtada is Hamid here in this particular sentence. Hamidun Talibun. Hamid is a student. The Mubtada is Hamid. And then Talibun is the Khabar. Of course the Mubtada and then the Khabar, we have looked at what they mean. Now, assuming there is kana, if a kana is added to a jumla ismiya, the mubtada now become the ism kana. You can remember we said when a sentence is beginning with kana or kana enters into a sentence, it will have ism kana and then khabar kana. So the ism kana is what was the mubtada. Okay, is the mubtada of the sentence. That is what becomes the ism kana. And then the khabar of the sentence is what becomes the khabar kana. I hope that is clear. And then we said that ismu kana marfu'un. The ism of kana is always marfu'. Wa khabaru kana mansubun. And then the khabar of kana is always what? Mansub. I think we have looked at this in the previous lesson. Okay. So let's look at the third assignment. As you can see here, assignment number 3. In this particular assignment, he is saying that اقرأ المثالين. We should read the two examples. ثم أدخل لا يزال على الجمل الآتية. Then we should insert لا يزال into the following sentences. علما بأن لا يزال من أخوات كان. Knowing that or taking into consideration that لا يزال is from the sisters of Kana. بمعنى لا يزال, it acts like Kana. What Kana does, the grammatical effect that Kana has in a sentence, لا يزال also have the same grammatical effect on a sentence. I hope that is clear. That's what he means, or that's what we mean when we see something is from the sister of another thing, okay, in grammar. So here, the first two examples that he gives us is this, as you can see. Ibrahim na'imun. Ibrahim is sleeping. So if I want to see Ibrahim is still sleeping, like we said, la yazalu means still. So I'll see Ibrahim or la yazalu Ibrahim na'iman. So the na'imun here is the khabar. It will now become na'iman mansub. I hope this is clear. The second example is Aminatu na'imatun. Amina is sleeping. Okay, so if I want to say Amina is still sleeping, so la tazalu, not yazalu. This is what, as I said yesterday, la yazalu means he is still. He is still is for masculine. But if I want to see she is still for feminine, I'll see la tazalu. The ya here will tend to ta. We have seen this, the conjugation of fail in mudari. So la tazalu aminatu na'imatan, not na'imatun. Hope that is clear. Okay, so let's complete. So now these are the two examples that they have given us. Now let's do the remaining on our own. Okay, the first one here is Hishamun Azabun. Hishamun Azabun. Hisham is single. Azabun means someone who's not married. Okay, so how do we say it? If I want to say Hisham is still single or not married, how do I say it? I'll say La yazalu Hishamun azaban. I hope that is clear. Now the second one, Al-mudarrisu jalisun inda al-mudiri. If I want to say the teacher is sitting with the principal. If I want to say the teacher is still sitting with the principal, how do I say it? Al-mudarrisu or La yazalu al-mudarrisu jalisan inda al-mudiri. Okay, it's just changing the khabar. Whatever is the khabar, change it to mansub. That's all. Okay, so azabun will now turn to azaban. Jalisun will now turn to jalisan. That's all. Ahmadu maridun. Ahmad is sick. So if I want to say Ahmad is still sick, la yazalu Ahmadu maridun. Change it to fathatain. That's all. Al-jawu harun. The weather is harun. The weather is hot. So if I want to say the weather is still hot, so I'll say what? La yazalu al-jawu haran. I hope that is clear. Okay. So the next one. Al-maktabatu muglaqatun. The library is locked or is closed. So if I want to say the library is still locked, la tazalu. Remember that al-maktabatu is feminine. So la tazalu, not yazalu. La tazalu al-maktabatu muglaqatan. I hope that is clear. Okay. The fifth one. As-sayyaratu jadidatun. The car is built. The car is new. The car is new. If I want to say the car is still new, okay, so I'll say what? La tazalu as-sayyaratu jadidatan. I hope that is clear. The car is still new. Now Hamidun ghaibun. Hamid is absent. If I want to say Hamid is still absent, La yazalu Hamidun ghaiban. I hope that is clear. Okay. Now here, this is that ta'ammal ma yali. Ta'ammal ma yali. You should take, you should note or take into consideration what follows. دخل زميلك. رأيت زميل لك. قلت لزميلك. So he's saying that normal nouns, okay, normal nouns, they are marfu bidamma. Marfu bidamma. Example, dakhala zamiluka. It is marfu bidamma. And it is mansub bil fatha. Example, ra'aytu zamilaka. Zamilaka here is maf'ulun bihi, is the object of the verb ra'a. So it is going to be mansub, and then the sign of the mansub is the fatha. So ra'aytu zamilaka. When it is majrur, qultu li zamilika. Okay, zamilika. So zamiluka, zamilaka, zamilika. So lu, la, and then li. All that is clear. So this is majrur. The sign of the majrur, aramatul jar, is what? The kesra on the lam. Okay, so qultu li zamilika. So what he's simply saying is that normal nouns that are normal, just normal nouns, they are marfu by dhamma. They are marfu by dhamma. Okay, they are mansub with fatha, and then they are majrur by kesra. But when it is asma'ul khamsa, we have looked at the asma'ul khamsa. We said there are 5 nouns. Okay, and they have a special conjugation, especially when something is attached to it, something like a pronoun. When a pronoun is attached to them, okay, they have a special conjugation. Example, and then those 5 nouns are the abun, akhun, famun, zu, and then hamun. How that is clear. But they have a special conjugation that we have looked at, and that is they are marfu by wow. They are marfu by wow. Alamatul raf is wow. The sign of the marfu is wow. Example, abuka. Now when it is mansub, the sign of the mansub, alamatul nasb, is the alif. Example, ra'aytu, I will say abuka. The wow now turn to alif. Abaka. I hope that is clear. The sign of the mansub is the alif. And when it is majrur, the sign of the jar, aramatul jar, is going to be yai. So you can see yai. So kultu li abika. I won't say abaka. Kultu li abaka or kultu li abuka. It's not correct. Kultu li abika. So these 5 nouns, this asma'ul khamsa that we have looked at previously, they are marfu bil waw, mansub bil alif, and then majrur bil ya'i. I hope that is clear. Okay. This is similar to qala akhuka. Sa'altu akhaka. So qala akhuka, your brother said. Sa'altu akhaka, I asked your brother. So here, because it is mansub, why is it mansub? Because it is maf'ulun bihi. Maf'ulun bihi da'ima yu'rabu maza mansub. It's always mansub. So sa'altu akhaka is the object of the verb. Object of the verb is always. Okay, always in Arabic language is mansub. So sa'altu akhaka, I asked your brother. Haza li akhika, this is for your brother. This is lamul jar. This lam is a harf jar. Okay, lam al-mulk. So qultu li akhika. Oh, that is clear. Okay, so that's the simple thing I try to explain here. Okay, so let's look at some few exercises on that, and then that will be the end. Exercise number 5, as you can see, he says that imla il amakin al khaliya, we should fill the empty places, empty spaces. Okay, empty spaces, we should fill it. Be abun, with up. Okay, so we are going to use one. This is one of the asma'ul khamsa, abun. We are going to use it to fill the sentence. Of course, we should know that we should know how they are changed when there is either jar or nasb or raf. When they are mansub, when they are marfu, when they are majrur, we should know how they are. So abun here. So if I want to say our abun means father. So if I want to say our father, you can see that na our. So if I want to say our father, tajirun kabir is a big merchant. I'll say what? I will say abuna. We have explained this. When a pronoun is attaching to them, there has to be a waw or alif or yai. One of these three things have to be added before something can be attached to it. Something like a pronoun. So abuna, our father, tajirun kabirun, is a big merchant. The second one, hazihi sayyaratu, this car, li, belongs to. So if I want to see, you can see the now our. So our father. How do I say it? Li abina. You can see this lam is a harf jar. So it is going to be majrur. And when it is majrur bil what? Bil yai. So abina, not abuna or abana. The abina. Okay. The third one, ra'aita. Of course, if you see the ra'a, this is a verb, meaning that the thing is going to be maf'ulun bihi. Okay, it's going to be object, the object of the verb, and it is mansub. So ara'aita abana. I hope that is clear. Okay. Aina zahaba. So here, if I want to see your father, ya Fatima, you are asking Fatima, where did your father went? Or where did your father go? If you want to ask him, if you want to ask her, how do you see it? Aina zahaba. Here it is marfu. It is marfu. So aina zahaba abuki ya Fatimatu. I hope that is correct. Now the fifth one, mata kharaja dash. Then you feel it. Ya Ali. You are asking Ali, when did your father went out? So what will you say? Mata kharaja abuka ya Ali. Okay, it is marfu here. So marfu dhamma abuka. Now the sixth one is Ali ya Zainab. You are telling Zainab, ask your father, oh Zainab, is from Sa'ala. Sa'ala, yes, Sa'ala, he asked, yes, he's asking. Is al is the amr, the command from ask. So ask, of course, because Fatima is feminine, that's why we add the ya. Okay, if sort of is al for masculine, you say is Ali for feminine. I hope you can remember. So is Ali. This is a verb, of course. So what is coming is going to be object. It's going to be object, the recipient of the verb. Okay, so it's going to be object, maf'ulun bihi. So it's going to be mansub, and mansub bil what? Bil alif. You can remember. So is Ali abaka? Sorry, abaki. This is for a female. So is Ali abaki ya Zainabu? Oh, that is clear. Now here, ana a'rifu. I know. If you just hear no, you know that it will have an object, and the object is their father. If I want to say I know your father, the word father is the object of the verb know. So it is maf'ulun bihi, which is mansub. So a'rifu, ana a'rifu abaka ya Usman. I Oh, that is clear. Now, the if one. Ya Bilal, katabtu risalatan. I wrote a letter. Ila to your father. How do we say it here? Of course, you can see this half a jar, so it's going to be majrur. And when it is majrur, alamatul jar sayakun maza. The sign of the majrur is going to be what? Al-yai is going to be the yai. So, katabtu risalatan ila abika. Oh, that is clear. Sami'tu anna. I heard that her father. You can see the her. Of course, it means it's referring to a female. So, I heard that her father, Tabibun Mashhurun, is a famous doctor. A doctor who's well known. So, Sami'tu anna. How will it be? Of course, if you see this anna, okay, anna is a harful nasb. Okay, harful nasb is when it comes the verb, the noun following it is going to be mansub. Okay, sami'tu anna. So it will be what? Anna abaha. How that is clear? Anna abaha. How that is clear? Okay, Anna abaha tabibun mashhur. That her father is a famous doctor. Now the last assignment, let's look at the last assignment here. As you can see, the exercise number 6. Ibla il amakin al khaliya. The same thing, we should fill the empty spaces. Okay. The first one, aina. Okay, here they said bi ahun. With ahun. We are going to use ahun. Ahun, of course, is also another asma'ul khamsa. Okay, asma'ul khamsa. As I said, the asma'ul khamsa, they are 5. Abun, ahun, hamun, famun, and then zu. This 5. Abun, ahun, famun, hamun, and then zu. These 5 words. They are the asma'ul khamsa. Okay. There are some people. Okay. Anyway, let me pause here. But later on, you will learn that in higher studies in Arabic, there are some scholars who say that there are 6. Okay. You will learn this later on, inshallah. But this level, the most famous one is just there are 5. Okay, there are 5. But some, as I said, in the higher levels, these young people add 1, making them 6. And that is that last one is the Hanun. Hanun. Okay. But the 5 is the most famous one. Okay, that everybody knows. Okay. So this one is also among them. So we are going to use it to fill here. So the first one says that Aina Ya Salma. So you are asking Salma, where is your brother? Ahun is brother, right? So Aina Ahuka. As I said, anytime we are going to attach a pronoun to it, you have to add a zaida. You either add waw or alif or yai. These 3 huruful illa. These 3, huruf. You have to add one of them. Either you can't just add something like ahuka or abuka. You wouldn't say that. You rather say abuka, ahuka. Okay. So that's the same thing. Aina ahuka ya Salma. Now the second one, kharaja. Here is marfu. So ahuha, her brother, went out. Ma'a akhiki. Ma'a akhiki. Okay. Ma'a akhiki. It could be akhika or akhiki. It depends. Okay. Now the third one, akhastu. But here it will mean that kharaja ahuha. Her brother went out. Ma'a akhika, with your brother. Her brother went out with your brother, or with her brother. If you give here fatha or kasra, it will depend. So akhastu alfa riyalin. I took 1,000 riyals. Min. So of course, if you say min, of course, you know it will be majrur. So min akhika. Okay, from your brother. Now azunnu anna. Of course, we said, as I said, that anna is a harf nasb. When it comes, then now following it is going to be mansub. So azunnu anna akhahu. Oh, that is clear. Azunnu anna akhahu talibun. Okay. The next one. Abhasu an akhika. I am searching for your brother. I hope that is clear. So very simple. It's not a difficult thing. Now let's look at the kalimatul jadida. These are the new words. Okay. The first one is safirun. The plural is sufara, which means ambassador. Safirun is the ambassador. The plural is sufara, ambassadors. Okay. Then we have mufattishun. Mufattishun or mufattishun It's a jam'u muzakkar salim, mufattishuna. Okay, that's the plural. So mufattishun, it means the inspector. Okay, the inspector. You know, sometimes in the school they assign someone who goes around and then he inspects whether this teacher is present or not, whether this teacher is doing his duties very well, is he teaching very well, is things going on right in the school. So this inspector or something like that. So somebody like that is called a mufattishun. So who is appointed to inspect. Okay, mufattishun. The plural is mufattishun. So shurtiyun is the next one. Shurtiyun means the police officer. Okay, the plural is shurta, shurtatun. Okay, police officers is a job. Now, amidun, amid is the dean. Okay, the dean in the university. You see the dean of a particular faculty. Okay, or you see here dean of students. That particular position or person is called amidun, the dean. The plural is umadao. Okay. Now, maridun, maridun is a sick person. The plural is mardo, mardo, the sick people. Okay. Now, mutaqa'idun. Mutaqa'idun means the person who is retired. Okay, retired. Like I said yesterday in the previous lesson, taqa'ada yataqa'adu means to retire. Is the verb which means to retire. Okay. Mutaqa'idun is the one who is retired from his work. So taraka means to leave something. Yatruku, he is leaving. Okay. Taraka, to leave something. Allafa means to alter, like to alter a book, okay, or to alter any particular, to alter a book or something. That's allafa. And yu'allifu is the mudari, okay. So I think this is the end of this particular lesson. Inshallah, we'll end here and then we'll continue in the next lesson. Jazakumullahu khairan. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن الحكيم ونفعني وإياكم بالآيات والذكر الحكيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.